Paul, yes. I just got to the study room and I'm reading some newspaper articles about a football team. Yeah. Now, it happens that I could get into the news bank, yes, through my library card, yes. And I found 92 articles that have the last name Budnick. Then there were 6 online articles, yeah, that are only web only, and then there are 2 Associated Presses. Poop. Now, I have documented certain crimes involving kidnapping. Yes. And I know if you're a Budnick, you're probably upset that I put that in my 7777 drive. Yeah. The jail documents? Yes. hmm and you should probably sue me because I'm going to sue this state right now and every state of the United States for refusing to enforce the laws of the United States. Now, if it happens, yeah, that you have the last name Budnek, you're probably pretty wealthy right now. Pooch. See, I've been emailing law enforcement. Yes. I've been emailing certain documentation. Yes. They issued a protection order. Yes. Where they did not give me any due process. And the petitioner didn't sign it. No. And then state law, yes, says that if you petition a court, they can issue an ex parte reissuance of a protection order, temporary protection order for 14 days. Yes. But it looks like the state motioned the court because they thought that I was a violent person. And they took 48 days to issue this. Yes. But the petitioner wasn't involved. No. She didn't sign it. Yes. The ex-officio Superior Court clerk was involved. She signed the weapon surrender form, yes, but somebody else signed the protection order. Mm-mm. Now, when you have forgeries when issuing court orders, yes, that have obstructed my right to speak to my sons, poop. And then you keep putting information on the internet through the news bank, yes. Could you get me all, I think it's 4,263 newspapers that contribute anything from their newspapers to the news bank? Yes. Because as a father, any news organization that knows about false arrest, false imprisonment, and incarcerating individuals with those that are violent offenders, pooch! I'm going to sue newspapers. And more than likely, I will sue all 4,263 of them. Yeah. Now, this idea of issuing a dissolution of marriage, yes. Well, you gave custody of my sons to my wife, where she did not give me any notice of court hearings, yes. See, there's this Latin, and that's where there's some money there, yes. As a citizen of the United States, I'm not obligated to do anything without the enforcement of the laws. As long as you enforce the laws, I am obligated. Poop. Now, we were looking at the Latin. This idea of, ooch, let me see here. Nature desires perfection. Yes. Nature takes no leaps, nor does the law. Yes. Somebody was leaping over the due process requirements to be able to issue a dissolution of marriage where you had no actual proof of service before you issued it. Poop. It actually says mail returned unclaimed, and there's a few missing mail returned unclaims because there should have been a lot more than what was there. And then there's this designated crisis responder. Yes. And then the superintendent of the Brennan School District. Right. Where I wasn't in Brennan and I wasn't cyber stalking. Oh. But you said I was. Poop. And you made me go to court for 16 months. Yes. And you refused to admit the evidence that I didn't commit any crimes. Yep. And during that time, you continued to put information about myself and my family on the internet through the various publications. Yes. Now, when my wife motioned the court for dissolution of marriage, yes, I responded within the 90 days, and my record was expunged on approximately July 24th of 2012. Yeah. Now, I probably gave you a copy of the expungement order where I had no criminal history. Yes. I had no arrest history. Right. And instead of you enforcing my right to participate in the dissolution of marriage, yes, you decided to allow her to motion the court for a default dissolution of marriage. Now, it was actually signed, I think yesterday we said July 17th of 2012. Yeah. And in the 50 pages of response, not the 5 written pages, but the 50 pages of documentation, yes, when I did respond to the petition, did at any time my wife said that I was a violent individual, that had committed domestic violence or child abuse? Because if she did, there was no value to issuing the expungement order that had proved that I'd done the 7 hours of parenting classes and I hadn't violated the conditions of probation. Ew. Now, this thought that you're just going to violate the laws of the United States, you've been taking leaps, and nature takes no leaps, and nor does the laws of the United States. And when you did not give me any notice of any additional court hearings, yes, it says here the Necuria deficere injustitia exhibenda. Yeah. Nor should the court be deficient in showing justice. And I have these little tags in there. Yeah. This is for the United States military. It says draft. Yeah. And then this is for, I want you to witness this. Yes. Justice should never be deficient in having proof of service. Yes. Of making sure that the father of the 5 minors name did get every court document. Yes. That you should not be deficient in having the authority of law to dissolve a United Nations marriage certificate. Yes. And you should never be deficient in making absolutely motherfucking sure today